Wow, it's amazing to see how many people are hopping back on the Leafs bandwagon. Hey, I was never off the bandwagon, man. I'm the driver. I've been meaning to talk to you about that. Can you be a little more careful around Brendan Witt?
Boom!
You ready?
Ding ding.
Big news.
What? Whoosh. Seriously?
No pigs yet.
What?
What was he doing?
Wow.
Bring him on.
Beautiful.
Leafs win 3-2 against the New York Islanders, and I gotta give props to Brendan Witt before anything else. The Leafs took advantage of and wore out a tired-looking Islanders team that was playing its second game in 2 nights. Islanders defenseman Brendan Witt was also playing his second game in 2 nights after being hit by a car. Not only did he get hit by a car, he picked himself right back up, swore at the driver, said everything's fine, I'm a hockey player, and played 2 games in 2 nights. Can we give this man a Chuck Norris Award of Excellence or something? Speaking of excellence, the Leafs win consecutive games again. And there was something about the Leafs last night, something about the Leafs lately. They play with this confidence and this structure that just wasn't there earlier in the season. Who knows? Their best player could be Ron Wilson. What are the Leafs doing? I think they're actually playing a system, dude. Francois Beauchemin, again logging over 27 minutes of ice time, scores a blast from the point on the power play to make it 1-0 Leafs. A few minutes later, Ian White fires a rocket at Dwayne Roloson and makes it 2-0 Leafs. Shortly after that, Kessel fires a cannon at Roloson, but Roloson stops it, and the Islanders start to notice a trend. They're not firing at his chest anymore. Make sure you put a guy on the point. And speaking of coverage, Vesa Toskala looked great again. There were a few saves where he's 10 to 15 feet out of the crease. He looks way more confident than he did at any point this season.
Well, like, I'm a pretty good player.
But the Leafs get a little sloppy and let the Islanders get a pair back. My doppelganger, JT John Tavares, scores 2 goals right from his office in the crease, and all of a sudden it's a tie game. But don't look now, with only a few minutes left, Jason Blake scores the game-winning goal. The Leafs really need Blake to start scoring more if they're going to have a balanced offense. A lot of Leafs had a great night against the Isles, and one of those players, definitely Luke Schenn. He's a +2, played over 19 minutes of ice time, and destroyed John Sim. And with his confidence seemingly coming back, the human eraser can get back to erasing. And speaking of erasing, there may be one thing that this team just isn't able to erase, and that's their 0-7-1 start. The Leafs are just 5 points out of a playoff spot with a game in hand on 8th place Montreal. If they had gone just 2-5-1, which is still an awful start to the season, they'd be just 1 point out with a game in hand on the playoffs. Faith plum! And the schedule's not making it any easier on the Leafs, with the Leafs playing 3 games in 4 nights. And with the Leafs playing Boston tonight, question of the game, can they undo that 7-2 loss? And how's this for a rotten Christmas present? Looking at my calendar, before Christmas, the Leafs have Boston, Washington, Ottawa who's in the playoffs, Phoenix who's really hot, Buffalo who's got Ryan Miller, Boston again, Buffalo again, and the Islanders. So what do you think? Will the Buds be battling for a playoff spot by Christmas, or will they get a lump of coal? So please give me your video and text responses on anything. Add me to Leaf Space, add me to Twitter, that's Steve_Dangle, and add me to Facebook as well. Leafs 7-2-1 in their last 10. Peace, guys.